Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Songbirds Creations, Crochet, and More. My name is Margaret, and I'd like to welcome you into the Songbird's Nest. How is everybody on this fine Sunday morning? As you can tell by the amount of light I've got in here this morning, we have snow on the ground again. It snowed probably most of the night, fairly lightly, but they're saying we're probably going to end up with 5 inches. So here we are again. But I told my husband when all the snow melted before that winter was not over, so I don't think he chose to believe me until he was crying about the snow again last night. '70s today and 82 tomorrow. Oh, Lena, I'm so jealous. So jealous. Why can't I have that weather? I know, because I don't live in California. 1 week of winter. I could deal with that. And I'd even like living someplace where we had 1 month of winter. Just so we didn't have months of winter like I've got now. Oh, I'm almost done with this skein of yarn, and it's wanting to tangle because it's all loosey-goosey. Good morning, Kelsey. How are you today? Good to see you. Welcome in. So I got up with my hubby this morning and ate. So I'm feeling pretty good this morning. I got up with him about 4:20, had some coffee, had a bowl of cereal, had an orange. So that should hold me through till this evening. Good morning, Nifty. Welcome in. Oh, but I could use some more sleep. So after this, I will probably go back to bed for a while more. Especially since I don't have to cook supper for today. I cooked a big roast with potatoes, carrots, and onions yesterday, so we do have some leftovers that we can have for supper tonight, which is nice. Trying to put your mind to what you're going to cook when you can't eat is, it's not the easiest thing to do. Everything sounds good, but you can't have any of it, so yeah. Exactly, Lana. It's a little bit of torture, but I'm going to try to make it through. So what's everybody up to this morning? Right, Lana? Exactly. Well, I think tomorrow I'm going to cook some salmon. I'm going to do baked salmon. baked salmon, baked potatoes, and a salad. That will probably be our dinner tomorrow night. Yeah, I like baked salmon real well. I was glad hubby had gotten some. Hi, Cammie. Good morning. Welcome in. Good to see you. How's your crochet pattern writing going? Looks like you've been busy. Hello, Joey was here. I am very good. I am feeling not too bad. My knee is pretty much healed up, but it still likes to holler at me if I'm up on my feet for too long. But other than that, it's not too bad. My hubby was checking in with me this morning, see how I was feeling. Oh, Joey, it is actually a poncho. It's called the Enchanted Poncho, and it's a pattern by Brianna K. Designs. Yeah, I've made 2 of them now, and I absolutely love them. I have a new energy. Yeah, like I said, I feel pretty good. I can't complain. I can complain because we've got snow on the ground again. But other than that, I can't complain. No, Lana, I did not color control this poncho. That is just exactly how the colors ran. It is the mandala. Let me grab a cake of it. I've got some right here. It is the mandala ombre. So you can see the colors in there. And it is the colorway is called Happy. It's a 4-weight, and it is a 5.3 ounce cake, and there's 344 yards per cake. So yeah, nice stuff. It's kind of funny because Amber and I both love this color, and we have both used it for projects. So how many cakes in the poncho? I think 5. But I made it extra large, so it took me quite a bit. It took me pretty much the same amount that it would take me to make a sweater, pretty much. Good morning, Camille. Good morning, Marianne. Grocery delivery on its way. Yay. So how is everybody else's weather, since I'm crying about mine? I just really was hoping not to see more snow this winter, but I knew we'd get some again eventually. I guess I'd rather have it now than April or some stupid thing like that, which we might actually get some in April. You never know. Coffee made. I had my coffee early this morning. I had a cup of coffee about 4:30 this morning, so cold with light snow. Yeah, that's kind of what we've got too. We've got about 28 degrees and it's snowing. It's also windy, so it's blowing the snow. I picked up dog hair. Yuck. Almost done with this cake. It's winding down there. Hot and cloudy. Yes, Cammy, I know that your city definitely tends to be hot and humid. I think I'd love to come down there for a visit, but I'm not sure that I would want to live down there 24/7. It's cold this morning, so perfect to give away another beanie. Yay, Marianne. That'll be nice. Oh, yeah, this is my Stitcherhood blanket that I'm working on. It's made with the Lion Brand ombre. Well, it's the gradient yarn. Let me show you a cake. Yeah, it's the mandala gradient. So it goes from the deep burgundy out to the pink. And then in between, so this first stripe up to about here is my first cake. And then I put some Caron 1 pound in just plain pink in between them. And then I started another cake. I started on the inside of the cake so that I could go from the light pink back down to the dark burgundy. And then when I start this next cake, I will start from the burgundy and work back out to the pink. And that way I can work some more of the Caron into it. Yes, it is a very pretty gradient. When I bought it, I had intended it for a sweater. But then I decided when we started doing the Stitcherhood blankets, I decided to go ahead and use this yarn for the Stitcherhood blankets, but that meant I had to get some more. So the other day, I made a trip to Walmart and bought a few more cakes of it. And I hope that is enough, but we will see. I'm not sure right yet if that's going to be enough or not. I've got one cake that is very definitely a different dye lot, and it is ever so slightly off in the colors, so I don't know that I'm going to use that particular cake. When I first bought this yarn, I bought 3 or 4 cakes, I think 4 cakes, because they had it on sale. They had it on sale for like 5 something, and I was like, ooh, that's a good deal. So I grabbed pretty much what they had on the shelves. And I think one of the cakes was a different dye lot. So then I went back, and the next time they had some on the shelf, I grabbed 3 more cakes. So so then I had 6 that were all pretty much the same color. But even with 2 pounds of the Caron, I don't think 6 cakes is quite enough, so yeah. Good morning, Arity. Welcome in. Good to see you. So today, I think one of my projects, since I don't have to cook for our dinner tonight, I think I am going to dye some yarn. I have some silk that I want to dye to match the Pop Rocks yarn that I got from Camille, so that I can do my shawl. I really want to. I'm going to probably end up frogging what I did of the shawl so that I can use the silk up at the top and then use the Pop Rocks down lower on the shawl. So yeah, I'm gonna probably dye that yarn. And then I also had bought, oh goodness, what did I do with it now? I'm trying to organize stuff over here. And unfortunately, organizing also means I don't know where the heck anything is. Okay, what did I do with that? Well, I guess I won't be showing it. I thought I had my other yarn of bag of yarn that I had bought from Camille. I thought I had it sitting here, but I don't see it. So, what did I do with it? Let it stay there. I don't know, y'all. Going through stuff, making more of a mess. Well, yeah, I kind of call myself going through stuff and trying to straighten up, but I am also making a mess as I do it. Cami, we were talking about crocheted skirts. I'm going to show you my crocheted skirt. I do have that right here, so I can grab it and show it to you. Oh, so this is my crocheted dance skirt, and it is crocheted mainly in filet. So needless to say, I do have a silk, I have a turquoise colored silk skirt or slip that I wear underneath it. But that is my dance skirt with the ruffly bottom. And I will tell you, I did not think I was ever going to get done with ruffles. I was so sick of ruffles by the time I was done with this. But I made it, oh, it's probably been 15 years now that I made it. My dance teacher was having her birthday party. She was having an outdoor birthday party, so she had it over at her parents' house because they have a big yard. And yeah, so I decided I was going to get that skirt done for her birthday party, and I got it done the day before her party. So yes, it has a really nice drape, and the ruffles are great when you're dancing because they really move. They have a lot of life to them. So it's a fun skirt to wear to dance in, definitely. Yeah, so. And then I have a tank top that is a little bit darker color than the skirt, and it's all sequins on the front of the tank top. And then I also put Swarovski crystals all over the front of the top. So I was sparkly all over because this yarn also has a sparkly thread. I don't know if you could see that in the camera, but now it's heavy. Oh, probably is heavy more because of the moisture than heat. Yes, Cami, I love crystals too, and whenever I can work crystals or beads or anything like that into my work, I love doing it. I have another sweater that I made back lots of years ago that it's basically a tank top style, but then it goes down to just about my hips and it flares out, and then I did a pointed hem on it, and I worked crystals into it. It blocked on your body. Yeah, picked up all your sweat. Is that what it did? Yeah, I saw that, Arity. That's going to be gorgeous. That is really going to be pretty and sparkly. Yep, I do too, Arity. Anytime I can add beads, I love it. Well, and that's partly because beadwork is one of my other passions that I really enjoy doing. One of these days, I don't think I've got my container of jewelry out here, so show you. No, I don't have my container of jewelry out here. I would get into my jewelry and show you, but one of these days I'll do a live where I show my beaded jewelry that I've done. It's a lot of fun, Cami. You should try it sometime. I did a live a while ago where oh shoot, I hate doing this. I found a mistake. So this mistake is in the row before the one I'm on now, almost at the beginning of the row. So I have to go all the way back to this and tear it out to redo it. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Cami, I did a live where I showed how to put beads on your thread or on your yarn. So it's actually really, really easy. So if you go back and watch that live, you'll see how I do it. Well, you know, Nifty, there's no way I can avoid catching it with the way that this stitch is. Yes, that's right. I did. I reposted it on my page or on my channel. So if you go to my posts, go back and check it out, and you'll see how to thread beads onto yarn. And you can thread beads with a fairly small hole onto yarn. onto a thicker yarn. So oh darn, grabbed the wrong end. I'm just not having a good time this morning. Oh, it's still coming down out there. I wonder how long today it's supposed to snow. A mistake is part of the work. Yeah, like I was saying though, Cammie, it's not, this is a stitch that I really cannot leave a mistake because it would be very obvious. So here I go, frogging 2 rows. Oh, yay, Marianne, that's cool. We've got probably 3 on the ground right now, and then we're supposed to probably get at least a couple more. They're saying, I think they were saying we could get anywhere from 3 to 5, and it looks like we've got about 3 right now. So depending on when it gets done snowing. Yeah, we've got the lake effect again. So I was hoping, really hoping that the lake had frozen over enough that we weren't going to get any more lake effect snow this year, but no such luck. Didn't freeze enough to turn off the machine. I'm sorry to hear you're sick, Cammie. Especially with heat stroke, that is definitely no fun. You need a pool of snow? Well, come on over here, Cammie. You'd have a whole front yard you could roll around in. Good morning, Helix. Good to see you. How are you today? Oh, so I'm almost back to the first row where I messed up on. So once I Yeah, we're safe. It's just a little snow. We're used to it. We get it every year. Some years more, some years less, but we get it every year. When you don't have to go anywhere, it's actually kind of pretty. And I won't be going anywhere. Not after my last little incident. I am not going out in the snow. I'll back out in April when it all melts. No, I will go out in it, but oh, I have more than porch snow. I have a whole front yard, Cammie, full of snow. You could jump off the porch into the snow. That would be kind of fun. Yeah, I'm ready for spring, most definitely. Okay, so I'm back to the beginning of this row, so I can start it all over again. Camille, yes, I see. Well, I can see the one where you ask if I can see your messages. Maybe that was what Helix sent me. Is that what you're talking about? I saw that one, but I wasn't sure if you were talking to me. But yeah, I see you. But you know what? I don't see all of them because this stupid thing is on top chat. Ah, why does it do that? Okay, did you put more messages in there that I didn't see? No, I don't. Don't see. Come on, computer, quit being stupid. Don't see any other than those. YouTube had a crash out? Yeah, YouTube has been acting stupid for days. No, I definitely, you know, I wouldn't ignore you, Camille. I try not to ignore any of you if I can. I wonder where Tank is today. Hope she's okay. Good morning, Julianne. How are you feeling today? Thank you. I'm not sure which thing you're talking about is beautiful. Are you talking about the blanket or are you talking about my poncho? I'm not sure. But thank you for either one. So this time I'm going to try and be a little more careful and make sure I don't skip a stitch in here. It's amazing how skipping one stitch will really slow your roll. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So has everybody got their coffee this morning? I hope so. Hope you drink yours and drink a cup for me too. As old Texas Paul likes to say, I hope your coffee's great. I hope it's as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's even better. And since I'm not having any, I know it's even better. One or two for me? All right, Arity. That'll work. Yeah, well, that's good, Lana. If she's not feeling well, it's a good place to be. I do too, Camille. I have to ask him sometime what kind he drinks. Last night, there's a guy I watch. He's over in the Chicago suburbs. Texas Paul, he's a kind of a political commentary type channel. I really enjoy watching him. He's a Democrat, liberal Democrat, Texan. Um, he looks like a good old boy. I mean, he looks like a, you know, the typical Texas good old boy, but he is definitely a Democrat, liberal Democrat, and he is really good to listen to. But there's another liberal Democrat political commentator guy that I listen to who is over in the Chicago area. Bourbon in his cup. Yeah, I don't know. His name is Tom Powell, and he is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But last night, he and his wife did a live stream together. She was in, I don't know, some other room of the house away from him. And then he was in his office where he always live streams or where he always does his videos. So they were pretty funny to watch. They've been together almost 30 years. And yeah, you can tell they're an old married couple because they're just so funny to watch. Yeah, 30 is a long time. Although, back in the old days, 30 years wasn't really that much. I mean, my grandparents were married for more than 50 before my grandfather died. I mean, I've been with my husband 14 years, and when I think about it, tomorrow is our anniversary. I just realized that. I would have absolutely forgotten it. I wonder if he has. Thank you, Kelsey. I'm glad I thought about what the date was, or it'd have passed me right on by. It's kind of funny because some years I forget and he reminds me, and then some years he forgets and I have to remind him. This year could be the year we both forgot, right? But yeah, we got married February 24th, 23rd, 14 years ago. It'll be 15 this year, I guess. Well, Arity, I had wanted to get married on Valentine's Day, but my divorce wasn't final from my ex-husband yet, so we had to wait. So, and it was kind of funny because as we were walking out of the courtroom, I looked at my lawyer and I said, "So when can I get married again?" And he just stopped and looked at me like I had absolutely lost my mind. Oh, nice, Cammy. Yeah, that would make it hard to forget, I guess, since it's a holiday. Well, you know what, Kelsey? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because piece of paper really does not make a lot of difference. Well, in fact, it can make a difference. It can make a difference for the worse. Um, so if you've got a good committed relationship, and he's still there after 9 years, you might as well say you're married. There you go. That would just run away and elope. Hospital, I'm not sure. Right, exactly, Kelsey. There are states that still have common law marriage, and after 7 years, you would be considered married. That's right. Why get a ring when you can buy yarn? I agree. Make a ring out of yarn. uh, make a ring, crochet some crystals in it, and you're good to go. Okay, come on, yarn. I've got my backpack down here next to me that I've got my yarn ball in because I don't want it rolling all over the floor, because unfortunately I haven't swept in here in a few days, and of course I've got icy hair. And ball of yarn is getting small enough that it just wants to roll right out of the backpack and roll around the floor wherever it, excuse me, wants to. Guess since I can't swallow food right now, I'm swallowing air. It's deciding to come back up. Scan back down the row right quick and make sure I haven't missed any stitches anywhere. Okay, no missed stitches. You know, Cami, I really didn't have a whole lot of legal boring stuff after I got married. I mean, basically just changing my name on my license and my social security. But other than that, really there wasn't, well, my bank account, I guess I changed my name on that. But other than that, there really wasn't a whole lot of legal boring stuff that I had to do. I think it's worse when you get unmarried. Yes, you do, Lana. That would be awesome for Kelsey. In all reality, the cup that Lana got me is big enough that it should be my coffee for the day. But I find myself usually having at least a half of another one, which means I'm really drinking a lot of coffee. Of course, even if I didn't have that cup, I would probably drink a lot of coffee anyway. Camille, I don't think that one that Lana got me is quite a 32 ounce, but it is definitely quite large. Yeah, that cup came from Lana. I had a really pretty cup that had come from Palestine, and it was shaped kind of like you've seen the chimeneas that people have out on their patio or whatever. It was shaped kind of like that, and I loved them because it kept my coffee really nice and warm. And I was out on the porch one morning because I like during the spring and summer, I like to sit out on my porch and have my coffee and crochet. And I was out on the front porch and I had put the cup down on the table, and all of a sudden it tipped over and rolled right off the table, crashed onto the porch floor. So that was the end of my favorite coffee cup. And so I was crying about it on my next live stream. And the next thing I know, I've got a package in the mail from Lana with a new coffee cup in it. And yeah, huge coffee cup. But, and you know what, Kelsey, it really kind of was a slow motion thing. I mean, it was like, what just happened here? Because I had never had a coffee cup just like tip over and roll off the table like that. I think it was committing suicide. I don't know. It was crazy. Good morning, Linda. Nice to see you. Welcome in Are you working on anything fun today? Oh, excuse me. Pardon my yawns. Wow. Not that you guys bore me, it's just that I really could use another hour or two of sleep. Losing yarn, chicken? Oh, I hate doing that. Gonna put a row on your shawl, then work on your blanket. That sounds fun, Linda. I worked on my shawl early this morning, the first time I got up. I ate my bowl of cereal and my orange, and then I was trying to get my coffee gulped down within the time that I had. So I picked up my leaf shawl and started working on that while I was watching videos and drinking coffee. So good morning, Tank. How are you feeling? I was worried about you. Oh, you were making breakfast. Okay, good. Glad you're all right then. Yay for getting morning chores done. Yeah, I need to do up what few dishes we've got. We don't really have a whole lot, but it's kind of amazing how fasting makes it so we don't have hardly any dishes. How is that possible? I'm still cooking, but we just don't seem to have very much in the way of dishes. Chicken noodle soup and a pot roast for dinner. That sounds good. I made a big roast yesterday, Linda. Um, did a roast, potatoes, carrots, and onions. Put it in the oven low and slow in my cast iron um, Dutch oven. I love this Dutch oven. Um, it cost me plenty back years ago when I bought it. It's a purple enameled Le Creuset Dutch oven, and I just love the thing. Um, it was kind of funny because when I bought it, I used to do customer service for Walmart.com, and a guy called in and was ordering a Dutch oven for his wife for Christmas. And he was telling me that they were on sale. And so I immediately jumped online and saw that, yes, they were on a good sale. I said, oh, I think I've got to order me one of those when I go on break. And I did, just as soon as I went on break. That booger is so heavy, though. And then once I get it full of food, oh my God, it is like super heavy. But it does such a good job. Yes, low and slow is definitely torture while you're fasting, but smelling it made me appreciate it all the more by the time I got to eat it. Well, I have two Dutch ovens as well, Tank. Um, I have that one, and then I have another cast iron one that is not, doesn't have the enamel coating on it. It's just a plain cast iron. Of course, it's seasoned really well, but I do use it. Um, it's one that's got the legs on it, and so I can use it on my stove. I've used it on the stovetop. I've used it in my oven as well, but it's primarily a cooking or a camping Dutch oven. And yeah, it's made with the lid that has the lip, so you can put the coals on the top of it as well. We used to do a lot of gourmet cooking when we were camping when I was a kid. And so getting a Dutch oven was one of my first things that I did. I mean, we used to bake brownies and biscuits in ours. We'd quite often throw a roast and potatoes and carrots in it and put in part of a bottle of red wine and bury it and head off head off hiking while we were camping. It was nice because we could go for a day-long hike, and by the time we got done, we would have a nice dinner waiting on us. Um, I have some Capelon pots, and in fact, that's the majority of my cookware is Capelon. And then I bought a, don't even remember the brand of it, but it's one of the ones that's got the non-stick coating on the inside, and it is an excellent pot. Or, I mean, well, yeah, it's a pot. I mean, it's fairly large. It's kind of like a frying pan, but very deep, and it's awesome because the non-stick coating on it really, really is really good. So I like that pan real well. And that is really the only pan that I bought in a long time. The Capelon that I've got, I kind of inherited. It was my mom's cookware, and I actually inherited before she passed because she no longer did the cooking, so it kind of became mine once I started doing all the cooking. Yeah, Camille, we used to have some of the cheaper non-stick coating frying pans and stuff. I got rid of all those things. Once they get a scratch in them, they're done. They're just going to peel off and put all that crap in your food, and that's definitely not good for you. So yeah, I have, let me see, 5 cast iron frying pans, um, all different sizes from the large one down to the one that's good for about 2 eggs maybe. And it was funny because a friend of mine, if you get the made in the USA Revere ware, yes, Revere is good. I do like the Capilon though, Camille. Capilon is really nice cookware. Not cheap. But it was funny because a friend of mine had the really cheap frying pans with the nonstick coating in them, and her pans were all scratched up and just a mess. And I told her she needed to get rid of them, and so I told her, throw those out. I'm ordering you a set of cast iron. So I did. I ordered a set of 4 of the just regular old fashioned cast iron skillets and taught her how to season them in the oven. And at first she didn't like them, but once she got used to them, she likes them pretty well now. And at least I know she's not giving herself cancer by eating the nonstick coating that was flaking off of her previous frying pans. Well, Arity, I watched a documentary on when they invented Teflon, and it was pretty bad. I mean, they knew all along how dangerous it was for people. I mean, they had workers in the plant getting so sick from that stuff, and they were still putting it on pots and pans for people to cook in. I'm not going to get cancer because I'm already a cancer. Keep that attitude, Rue. Oh, kids. Well, I'll tell you what, Camille, if you can afford to get it, it'll probably be the last set of pots and pans you'll have to get. When you look at it from that way, kind of makes it worth it. Go thrifting. I have one pan that I'm not even sure what brand it is. It's a stainless steel with the copper clad bottom, and it's just about the right size for a batch of soup for Shokri and I for a couple of days. And I'm sure I had to have thrifted it, and it is the best darn pan. I should look at it and see what kind it is. It definitely must not have been a cheap one, because Nothing sticks to it. How do you season a cast iron pan? You have to take oil or Crisco or something like that, rub it all over the inside and outside of the pan, and you have to do it fairly thinly, and then you have to put it in your oven, and I forget what temperature you have to put it on in the oven. But you put it in the oven and basically just leave it in the oven and let that oil coating kind of bake onto it. And then you take it back out of the oven and rub it down with a paper towel just to get any excess oil off of it. And that's good. You're good to go. And you should not wash your cast iron with soap and water, because the soap is basically a degreaser and will take your finishing right back off of it again. So if you wash a cast iron skillet in soap and water, you're going to have to reseason it. If you don't have to reseason at that time, you know, it won't be too long before you will have to reseason it. So yeah, definitely best not to use soap and water on your cast iron. Yeah, that's what I do with mine tank. I put them on my stove to dry and wipe some oil on them. Yep. I also have a cast iron wok. Now you want to talk about a heavy piece of cookware. That thing, it's about yay big around and about this deep. That bad boy is so heavy. I think it's every bit as heavy as my Dutch oven. But I love cooking in it because when you get it hot, it's hot and it heats so nice and evenly. So it really makes it great for doing frying in. I think I bought the wok at a thrift store too. I was so amazed when I found it because, you know, usually woks are just like cast aluminum, kind of cheapo looking things, and this thing was one big old hunk of iron. I was amazed. Yes, cast iron skillets are pretty cool. I got all of my cast iron skillets from my great grandmother that I'm named after. When I got married to my son's dad, she sent me a huge box of kitchen stuff, and part of that was the big set of cast iron that I have, and pretty amazing how well it lasts. I mean, there's no telling how long Grandma had those before I got them. Yeah, I used to go to the flea market when I lived down in Tennessee, and then also when I lived in the Chicago suburbs, we used to go to the big flea market. That was a lot of fun. Well, you guys, it is 10:30, and yeah, we are missing a few thumbs, but I'm not going to cry. 13 when we've got 15 in here is not too bad. But I think I will let you guys go on about your day. And I thank you once again for coming and spending time with me. Oh yes, Helix, if you're going live, I will definitely come on over. I need to get up and shake my butt, as Camille says. But yeah, I'll be over that way in a bit. So yeah, thank you everybody once again for stopping in. I will see you again probably next Saturday. I may pop in with some lives during the week, but I will definitely see you next Saturday and Sunday. So until then, take care, do what you love, be with the people you love, and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye for now.